Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes, live this morning for WTP Sports Dudes, Level Up Sports 10, City League TV game day here on this fine Saturday morning, coming live from Columbus, Ohio, the state of the Buckeyes. Last night, man, those two games last night were very, very interesting. Of course, we saw Oregon beat up on Purdue 35 to nothing. But Purdue had some opportunities in that game to get some points on the board, but they didn't. And it was very unfortunate for Purdue not to have a better showing in that game. On every drive, they were getting 2 and 3 first downs, but as soon as they got near the 50-yard line or past the 50-yard line, they started making mistakes. The quarterback would have some bad reads on the run pass option, and he was taking some losses, getting tackled for loss or taking sacks when he shouldn't have been. And he just was making some bad plays, but he's a freshman, so in his first start. So you had to expect that from him. But I really thought that they had a chance to make some things happen because they were running the football really, really well with their two running backs. They were eating, in my opinion, in that game. But the quarterback, being young, just didn't help them out much, and they just kept making boneheaded mistake after boneheaded mistake, and weren't able to get any points on the board. But I do believe had they not made all those mistakes, they could have made this game pretty interesting because they had opportunities, but they didn't take advantage of them. I got my man Level Up Sports 10, Mossberg on. How you doing, bro?
Pretty good. Appreciate you for having me this morning. Sorry about the late arrival. Was flickering with the camera and getting it all the way ready this morning.
Oh,
So
no,
you
you're
was
good.
talking about
Now,
the games last night, the Oregon
yeah,
game. I think they had a little bit of a hangover from last week. They was stuck on 21 for quite a while, and like you said, I heard you speaking on the run game was definitely a issue for them on Purdue's half of running the ball. And like you said, if they could have made some plays, they could have possibly been in that game and put some points on the board as well.
yeah, because they had a span where after Oregon scored on their first three drives, they held them on the next four drives. But
Hmm.
even when Oregon was scoring on those first three drives, Purdue would get the ball near or past the 50-yard line, and then they would make all kinds of bad reads and stuff like that, man, would
Yeah,
kill the drive, or they would have an offensive false start, just something
each time.
unforced, really. You would expect them
It's
to do
crazy.
something better than that. Having played 6 games already, even though they were 1-5, they're really not a real horrible team.
Right.
They just, make a lot of mistakes. And I think if maybe Hudson Card had played in that game and been their starter, they probably would have fared a little bit better. A guy with a lot of experience playing in college football, I think they probably would have did a little bit better. But
I agree.
nevertheless, they got beat up on 35 to nothing. The other game was BYU and Oklahoma State. I didn't get to catch not one down of that game, so I really don't know how that game went. But I'm
I
gonna
got
look at
a.
the stats.
I really didn't. I was watching the Florida State game, Florida State Duke, and I got the first quarter of the BYU Oklahoma State game. We'll get back to that Florida State game, but Oklahoma State, man, they came to play in Provo. They definitely came to play, man, and I was like, I woke up this morning because after BYU scored early, I just watching that drive, I was like, it was easy for them, but at the same time, I seen the defensive push from Oklahoma State. So, I mean, I think they're going to be a team that just give teams problems each week from here on out through the rest of the season. With that BYU loss that they could have, I mean, it slipped out their fingers. They had the game, and BYU, they got away with a win. And, at this point in the season, we talk about it. A win is a win. And that was a big win for BYU. I think they're going to go back to the drawing board, make sure they're hitting on all cylinders next week. But definitely something to watch as well moving forward through the season.
What's up, Parlay Poe? How you feeling this morning, bro?
I'm feeling good. How y'all feeling?
Pretty good. Parlay Poe in the building.
Yes, sir.
Did you get to catch any of that football last night?
Well, I seen the highlights. That's what, well, it came on. I seen the last couple minutes when it came on about like 4 a.m. when I was up. That's why I keep telling y'all, BYU can't, not the big boys though. You know what I mean? That Big Ten, they can't come in the Big Ten. Oklahoma State decent, but they ain't Big Ten like that. You know what I mean?
Agree.
I know BYU can't stop the run though.
Yeah,
they can't. They can't stop the. They can't stop the run. So
they were wearing that helmet on them last night too.
It
was kind of like I was like, man, I don't know, like BYU a good team, like you know how we feel about them, but like Parlay Post said, you know that physical, not being able to stop the run at this point in the season, I think for some teams, it's going to be a point of emphasis. If you can't stop the run, I think that's going to hurt you big time. You know, because that clock management and them boys wearing down. This is a long season this year, so
especially when it get colder, man. When you don't have people. When it get colder, people get shy on their tackling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When they get colder and they got that, and it's a big back coming through them, and they make it past the first and second level, and they got to deal with the safety of corner. Them corners don't want to hit them big backs.
No, not at all.
Yeah, they gave up 269 yards rushing in that game. Ollie Gordon hit him for 100, and I think another back hit him for like 77.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to get that run together because if they play Iowa State in the championship game, Iowa State gonna really run it down their throat.
Oh yeah,
straight up, no chase.
That'd be a good game actually, but Iowa State different.
They physical, like
they
different
super physical, man.
Yeah, man. Like they will hit you in the mouth like them Ravens when Ray Lewis and Ed Reed was playing.
Yeah, they physical, man. I love physical teams.
Got a barbecue going, Parlay Poe.
Huh?
Look like you cooking something.
Nah, just wrapping something back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to check out the Florida State Duke game? I watched them last night.
I watched it with a homie from Florida State.
I was impressed with my boys, man. I was impressed.
Yeah, I watched it with Dez actually. You know what I mean? Me and Dez. But listen, y'all got. I don't know how y'all a big fall off from last year though. That's crazy.
Man, I don't know what it is, man. Like I was watching the game last night, and you know it was so much good, but then you like, okay, I see why we won in 5. You know, from when we made the fake punt in the first quarter, I'm thinking we going, you know, get some momentum, drive stall, you know, and it's just same old issues this year, man. Our defense.
Y'all was dropping a lot of balls, man.
Yeah,
y'all receivers dropped some ball on some wide open joints.
Then
me and Dad just looking at them like they can't catch. It was like, man, across the middle, number 10, Benson.
Yeah,
he could have been gone. I think that was a house call if he would have caught that.
He's the
because he was still in stride, like boom, and missed that thing. I was like,
I think, man, I don't know, man. Duke just showed that they a better team. They deserve to be at that 6-1 where they at right now. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Norvell got to go. Norvell got to go. That was my first time watching this since, I want to say week 2. Like, because I've been watching bits and pieces. I really haven't watched this. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to tune into this game. I got a feeling. And, you know, I was happy that last drive. We in the move, and then we get hit with the penalty. And after penalty, we get hit with the sack. And then I'm like, we throwing a Hail Mary. Ain't no Brett Favre, no Aaron Rodgers hard out here. So
it
was just a tough tough thing to look at, man. Overall, man. Shout out to Daz too for watching our boys, man, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, well, the thing is, y'all don't lose to Duke in football though. You know what I mean? Y'all don't lose to Duke in football. That's the last thing y'all lose to is
Yeah,
Duke in football. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm saying Norvell, they got to make a change or something, man.
oh, definitely. I think our offensive play calling is from what it was last year. I mean, I know the quarterback changed, but offensive play calling, and we don't seem to want to hit them in the mouth. You know what I mean, with that run game. And like you said, the drop balls on the receivers. I don't think nobody want to work hard enough, put that off season work in, or you know, that work in after class to make it beneficial on Saturdays, which sucks this year for the team.
And y'all need linemen too. Y'all need offensive linemen because them offensive linemen was getting beat.
Yeah,
They was getting beat. I'm talking about like on 3rd and 1, and they getting any running back getting stopped in the backfield.
backfield,
That
yeah.
yeah, that's not good. The
Yeah.
one dude, man, he beat dude so bad, man. He beat y'all's guard so bad and he almost got dude hurt. Number 3, he almost
Yeah,
got him hurt because he hit it. He smacked him like boom, and it was
yeah,
3rd and 1. Next thing you know, it's 4th and 4. I was like, what? I was like, y'all need to. You see that's been your problem though. That line, you know, what I
yeah,
mean, y'all had line problems for a long
Yeah,
time.
for a long
Yeah, y'all
time.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all had line problems for a long time, man. Like you need somebody to come and get that line together, man.
mhm,
That can recruit them linemen. Cause
yeah,
who don't want to play in Florida though? You know what I mean? Like it's warm down there. You know what I mean? Like people love that. That's
yeah,
why they go to the South schools. The South schools is always stacked. You got 5 stars behind 5 stars. You come up here if you want to win. If you're trying to get a natty, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you from Florida, whatever. I'm going to Ohio State or I'm going to Michigan. I'm trying to get me a national championship. But now with the NIL money, it's totally different. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
yeah, it's priority on that money now. Like, because them quarterbacks getting them a meal, half a meal. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
Yeah, they still want to play for some of those blue blood schools, but they also want to make sure you got that money right too. You know,
yeah,
so
for
otherwise
sure.
they're gonna go to another blue blood school if your money ain't right. And right now, I think that's what Florida and Florida State is facing right now. Their NIL money isn't where it needs to be, and they need to get that fixed real quick, man. Otherwise, they can't go into Georgia and get big defensive linemen and offensive linemen. Like Georgia gonna suck them all up, man.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
They can't go to Mississippi and get big boys because somebody else in the SEC gonna snatch them up. So Florida State
yeah,
need to fix that. Plus, they need to get out that ACC.
Right.
yeah,
They got to get out that ACC. They got to either go to the Big Ten or the SEC in order, because most players nowadays, that's where they want to play at. They want to play in the SEC or the Big Ten because they know for a fact they're going to get developed and they're going to play against high level competition week in and week out. And that's
yeah,
what they want, man. They want to be able to make it to the NFL. That's the ultimate prize right there, the NFL. Now, no money is good, but you really
Right.
still want to make it to the NFL.
right.
You know,
What's going on, Mike?
let me see something.
Good to see you in here, man.
What's up, Mike? Good to see you on, bro. Mike said, "What do we think about the BYU win last night?" Mike, earlier in the show on that Thursday when we talked about this game, I really thought that BYU was going to thump Oklahoma State because Oklahoma State hadn't been playing any good football whatsoever. They after that first game against Arkansas where they pulled out that win, which they really probably shouldn't have. I thought Oklahoma State was in trouble because they lost some games that they should not have lost with the team they have, with the coach that they have. And I thought
Yeah,
BYU was going to thump them in Provo, but apparently Oklahoma State has some other things in mind. Maybe they're trying to right the ship and spoil it for some of those other teams that are in the upper echelon of the Big 12. But I'm glad that Ollie Gordon got his 100 yards. and another back had a really good game too. I guess they went back to the fundamentals of running the football in that game against BYU, which is BYU's weakness as well. What do you think about that one, Mossberg?
Same here. I think we was talking about them as well. And with this game, I think that run defense for BYU was, I think was put on notice, and I think teams are going to kind of, look at that weakness and try to see what they could do to expose it. And looking forward to it, I think that clash, like Parlay Post said, with Iowa State, to be that game that we look forward to seeing as well, with that possibility of one of those teams getting into the playoff. Already in the playoff, Iowa State, but I think that'll definitely keep them in as well.
BYU, if they had lost that game, they would have opened up the possibility for some other teams to get up in there, man, and make it more difficult for them to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ran it down their throat for sure last night, Mike.
Wasn't playing.
All right, so let's get into the possibility of the teams that will be in the 12-team playoff if it started today. So at 12, we got Boise State. At 11, we got Tennessee. At 10, we got Clemson. At 9, we got LSU. At 8, we got Alabama. At 7, we got Georgia. At 6, we got the Ohio State Buckeyes. At 5, we got Penn State. At 4, we got Iowa State. At 3, we got Miami. At 2, we got Oregon. And at 1, we got Texas. That's how it will fall right now if the 12-team playoff was to start right now. And the thing that's good about it right now is the fact that Iowa State has finally gotten up into the top 10 to top 11, I think, to where they could be in there and not be coming from 15, 16, taking the spot from somebody that's already ranked in the top 12. They need Boise State to do the same thing so that somebody else can get in from another conference. If Boise State can get in the top 12. But otherwise, whoever's at 12, 11, and 12, the chances of them getting in is kind of hard at that point. So hopefully they can fix that, which I don't think so. Yeah, that's a pretty tough top 12. By the time we get to week 10, it's gonna look way different though. Way
it's
different.
Gonna look crazy. Yeah.
It's gonna look different next week.
Yeah, next week, because Tennessee and Alabama play next week. LSU got a tough game. All of them teams can fall up out of there.
Yeah. Damn.
So the first matchup we got number 12 Boise State at number 5 Penn State. I don't think there's any question who's going to win this game, but what's y'all's thoughts on it?
Man, after seeing Penn State last week, man, I'm going with Penn State. Just after seeing them last week, that was enough for me. I think they definitely shut down the run game in a way of, when I say shut down, I mean keeping him from 200 yards because they're going to go heavy on the run game. But I think they definitely beat Boise State in this game. Penn State is actually a tough team. And I seen them last week against USC. Some people may not think USC is that tough of a team, but when you go to the Rose Bowl and get a victory like that, you're a pretty tough team, and the way they did it as well.
Yeah, I think Penn State, they beat them handily. I think they beat up on Boise State just to make a statement.
Yeah.
Just to make a statement, they will beat up on Boise State and then stop the run. They'd do the 8 or 9 men in the box just to stop dude, because dude like that.
They got some linebackers too.
Yeah,
They be
yeah.
talking about linebacker U. After I watched them last week, I was like, man, they do got some linebackers, man.
This might be dude's. This might be his best team, but the quarterback's still a little shaky on the throws a little bit. But it might be his best team.
Right, right.
You
I
know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
he like to check down a lot. That's my thing. He'll check down, dude. He don't let his receivers win for him.
Yeah, he stay away from that deep ball sometimes too.
Yeah, he don't let them win for him. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just got to throw it out there, especially if it's 1-on-1. You know what I mean? Like choose your guy over that guy. You know what I mean? Throw that thing up there.
Yeah, Mike saying that Penn State by 16 and a half. I don't think that Boise State, if they one-dimensional like it appears they are, running the ball with Genty, I think Penn State got an answer for that, and they would probably beat Boise State pretty badly. If Drew Aller can throw the football well in that game. I mean, I know they can run it on Boise, but can he make some passes down the field to help that run game? And I don't, Drew Aller, he's been doing pretty good so far, but I don't know how well Boise State's defense is, but I do believe Penn State will blow them out in that game.
Right.
Next up, we got number 11 Tennessee at number 6 Ohio State.
Ooh.
What's your thoughts on that?
Both coming off of, well, this is like after both coming off of losses, and that game will be at in Tennessee? No, in Ohio State.
It'll be in Ohio State, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be in Ohio State. I got the Buckeyes on that. I don't think Tennessee showed they wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like Ohio State was always in that game last week, but Tennessee showed they wasn't ready. They still got some spots they need to work on. So Ohio State, they should. I ain't gonna say they should run the ball down their throat.
I got you. Same way. It'll definitely be a good game. I think that home field advantage playoffs. You got fans coming here. Hometown, man. They gonna pack that shoe. 100,000 definitely with Tennessee being in the building, and they gonna get the win. Mike said by 6. I'm gonna take Ohio State by 10 in this one.
I wonder if that's my internet doing that.
I'll take them by 10.
I wonder if that's my internet jumping like that, man. Keep on freezing this thing. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. Yep, you good.
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that's my internet blinking like that or not. Yeah, because y'all keep scrolling and yeah. So it's probably my internet blinking, but my bad. Go ahead, finish up what you were saying, Mossberg, because I didn't quite hear you.
Nah, you was good. I said I'm with Parlay Pell on this one. I feel they stacked the horseshoe here in the hometown. Late season playoff game. They'll welcome the Vols, but send them home with a loss. And I say Ohio State by 10. I mean, like you said, that weather. It's going to be cold here this winter, and it's already to that point. I'm outside with the fall season already with us with the sports casting today. So Ohio State definitely. Get the win big with the 10 points. And, we just see a different Will Howard, I would say, at this point in the season, too. With a duel of the quarterbacks, I don't think Tennessee's is like Gabriel, but I think Will Howard progressed and learned a lot from that game as well at this point.
Yeah, Mike saying OSU by 6. I can definitely see him beating him by at least 6. I don't think that Tennessee is going to be physical enough for Ohio State or they have enough talent all over the field to be able to deal with Ohio State. But hopefully Ohio State can stay healthy, man, by the time the 12-team playoff does come around, because they've sustained a couple of injuries on their offensive line, man. And we all know that offensive line and that defensive line is the key to success.
Yes, it is.
So hopefully they can stay healthy, man. But I'm picking the Buckeyes to win that game and to advance to play the Miami Hurricanes. Next up, we got number 10 Clemson at number 7 Georgia. A rematch of the first game of the season. What's your thoughts on that one?
The first game of the season was at a neutral. Was that the? Go ahead, Poe.
I'm picking Georgia. Flat out. Even though Georgia, they stumbling, but still Georgia the better team. Any given Saturday, I think Georgia they'll beat them up. Some of these games they ain't gonna be close. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Especially it's gonna be in the Georgia Dome too, or where Georgia play, and yeah, Georgia handle that.
And then
I'm picking Georgia.
Yeah, they played at the neutral site earlier in the season too, right? That first game, and I think it was at the Georgia.
They played at a neutral site. It was at a neutral site.
It's crazy because they had last week. We had it with Clemson playing. Who was that? Penn State to win their first game. They had to come all the way out, but now they up a little bit. But I got you with that, Poe. Georgia win this one. I just don't think. If you asking quarterback wise, not that I like either as much, but I would go with Georgia with Beck, with his experience. And like you said, them 25 games, I think they'll play a factor in this game on the stage. Clemson lose by, it'll be a battle. I say Clemson only lose by a touchdown, though. I said it'll be a battle of a game this time around. Clemson has gotten better.
Yeah, Mike says he's taking the Georgia Bulldogs by 14. I think Georgia will win this game again against Clemson. I think they will be able to run the ball on Clemson a lot better than they have the rest of the season. They haven't been running the ball really well, Georgia, but they need to get that thing corrected because otherwise teams are going to be able to pin their ears back. Georgia got to win today against Texas, man. If Georgia doesn't win today against Texas, they're gonna be in trouble, man. They're gonna be in trouble because they still have some tough games left.
Yeah. See, Georgia today, I don't think they're gonna be able to run the ball.
Right, I agree.
Not on Texas. I don't think they're gonna be able to run the ball today.
And Texas at home too. That crowd vibe. I think that stadium gonna be shaking today, like we've been seeing in college football, for real. And if Georgia take this loss, this is a team we don't think that actually could get in the playoffs. So I think this loss definitely take them out and give them more of a drop than the usual 1 or 2 spots like they have been so far this season.
Yeah, they try and keep them in the mix.
They definitely got to fall out of the top 12, man, I would think. Even though they lose it to a number 1 ranked team, they still should fall further than that with 2 losses, man. You got to pit those 1-loss teams ahead of them and those undefeated. I mean, even Indiana, undefeated should be ahead of them if they win today.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, next up, we got number 9 LSU and number 8 Alabama.
Man,
what's your thoughts on that one? That would be a really good game. I think they're playing the regular. I think they regular season too.
They play in a couple weeks. Yeah,
they play in a couple weeks.
Ooh.
LSU been making me some bread, man.
Go ahead, Paul.
LSU been making me some bread. If the quarterback, if Monroe play like he been playing, man, I got LSU because he really ain't doing nothing, man. I'm talking about they relying on him too much. That's what I should say. Because if they need to run the ball, they running him. If they need if he throwing the ball, he throwing. You know what I mean? They rely on him too much. They got to put it in playmakers' hands, like number 12, throw him a bubble screen or something like that. Start doing them little screen pass. They rely on Milroe too much. Yeah. And then think about LSU. They fast, man. Every time you think they down, they come back up with a big play or something, man. They fast on defense. I like their D. So right now, I'm picking LSU because they got a little momentum going.
Man, it's crazy you say that because as a Florida State fan, if I wasn't a Florida State fan, I would be an LSU fan. I've been watching LSU for years, man, and this
Yeah,
LSU team is fast, and they under the
yeah,
radar. You know what I mean? And like I spoke on them earlier, I think a few days ago, our last cast on the college football. They remind me of that Alabama team from last year, and this is where they actually get this Alabama team this year. Like you said about Milroe, they got to figure out what they're gonna do with him because it's starting to look like you showing what you're gonna do without the defense really having to move and switch of what they do. And I'm gonna just call him Noose. Noose looking good, and he throwing to a number 2, and we know what number 2s are in LSU.
yeah,
And NFL. So Noose and Lacey, they done found a connection with each other, and I think in this game they make a big connection with each other. Unlike Milroe and the freshman Ryan Williams, LSU get the win. And a
yeah.
close.
LSU's defense has gotten a lot better, man, since the first game, second game of the season. Even though they lost their best defensive player, Harold Perkins, I'm thinking that LSU has enough to win this game. Alabama's defense, man, is not good. It's not up to standard. It's not what we expect to see from an Alabama defense. And their defensive backs who are talented, but they're young. They don't have a lot of experience. And I think the LSU quarterback will take advantage of that, much like all of the other quarterbacks are taking advantage of them. And
Yeah.
LSU can actually run the ball as well. So I'm picking LSU in this game too. I'm picking LSU to win. Mike said he got Bama by 7. So we're going to let LSU advance because LSU got, how many? They got 3 picks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we got number 5 Penn State at number 4 Iowa State. What's your
Ooh,
thoughts on that matchup?
ooh, that's a physical matchup. You talking about physical? They is gonna be out there knocking heads off. But I'm gonna go with the Big Ten on this one. I'm gonna go with the Big Ten. I'm gonna go with the Big Ten. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with the Big Ten.
They had Iowa State get the home field advantage in this one, correct?
No, they go to who is this? Penn State, Iowa State. Iowa State will probably end up playing in the Fiesta Bowl in this game because they wouldn't get to pick between the Peach Bowl and the Sugar Bowl. So they'll probably get that last pick, which I would imagine would be right there.
Yeah, with that being said, I agree with Poe. And another thing, I think one thing I've been kind of seeing this year, teams that's having that leader, you know, whether it's getting a late call, pass interference, going a opposing way for Miami instead of going the way it did for Virginia Tech. Let's just say, for instance, Cam played a great game in that. When you have quarterbacks or players that's had that experience and unexperienced, this is the reason Iowa State lose. I think it'll be points in this game where they have to make decisions and not playing in games that you have to make those certain decisions. And Penn State's played in quite a few big games. I think Penn State get this win. And their defense is, after last week, I've noticed teams going to give up points. But if your defense can't make key stops when they need them, that's going to be tough as well. Penn State showed me enough key stops in that game last week, being down early and to get the win, to be the team they are and to get this win as well.
Even though Iowa State is the higher ranked team and they'll probably be playing in that Fiesta Bowl, I don't think Iowa State's fans are going to travel as well as Penn State's fans. So it's probably going to be far more Penn State's fans in the stands than Iowa State fans. And I think Iowa State would not be, even though it's going to be a physical game, man, it's going to be a banger.
Yeah.
I think Penn State has too much speed for Iowa State to be able to beat them. And I really do believe whoever gets this 5th seed, you're going to really be in a good position at the 5th seed. It's almost as good as being in one of the top 4. Well, 4 is a bad position because it's probably going to be a Big 12 team who I don't think can compete with champions of any of those other conferences. So if you can get that 5th seed, you're in good shape, I think. But I'm taking Penn State in that one to advance. Next up, we got number 6 Ohio State at number 3 Miami. What's your thoughts on that one?
Man. Ohio State, Miami. What you thinking, Paul?
Well, Ward, hey, if Ohio State don't got their secretary intact like that, because the Ward gonna expose their secondary if he get time, and then them only rushing forward like they did against Oregon. That's not gonna get it with Ward if he got time. He gonna pick them apart. So I got Miami on that one.
Man, after last week and then seeing this matchup, I was waiting to say a little bit of I don't know, City League, T1, we love you. We miss you today. We know you got a lot going on, visiting and everything with the baby girl. But Miami get y'all on the get back. And like you said, Parlay Poe, the quarterback and Dylan Gabriel, I think, shows some things to where Cam Ward being much taller and more athletic with the run. I think that's definitely the difference maker. And Miami's linebackers is fast. And they get after that quarterback and Will Howard, because I think it was some things that I noticed with him that other teams are definitely lock into. And I don't know about this team, man. I got them getting Tennessee, but I got Miami in the upset in this one. I'm going to take Miami in the upset. I don't know about that game last week. It just showed me something different in the secondary and that. So I'm going upset because I feel like Ohio State being 6, that's not where, of course the fan base think they should be ranked, but it'll still be OSU being a better team, people feel. But I got Miami in this.
This will be a really, really close game. But Oregon exposed something about Ohio State's defensive backs and their linebackers, man.
Yeah.
And even though Miami isn't like a high-power running team, they can run the ball well enough with that Martinez kid. And I think Estrepo, was that his name? I think he will give Ohio State's defensive backs fits, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they'll win that game, man, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a good battle, man. And I just don't have a whole lot of faith in Ohio State and their coaching staff. I don't know, man. They just don't – something about them, man. I just like – I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me see what Don B got to say. Don B saying something on here. Let's see what he's saying. Before y'all go up today, can y'all get WTP Sports 2 the guarantee on 3 bets since it is their 3 hosts? 3 guaranteed bets. Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that for you, Don B. Before we end the show, we can tell you what. Well, each one of us will give you a good bet that we think that you can make and get some for sure money. Parlay Poe already know LSU is money in the bank.
Oh man,
listen,
them my guys right now. You hear me?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
+2 at Arkansas. Take it.
So we'll let Miami advance in that game. Next up, we got number 7 Georgia at versus number 2 Oregon. What's your thoughts on that one?
Ooh.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's the.
Ooh, is right.
That be.
Should be shake.
Yeah, that'd be good. But the way I told you, the way Oregon played last week, and the way Georgia been playing, I'm gonna put Oregon. It's gonna be physical, but I'm gonna put Oregon. If Gabe can sit back there and throw that spin that ball like he do, I'm picking Oregon.
I agree. And then one thing I noticed about Oregon that last week, man, they sat on them receivers in single coverage almost the whole game.
Yeah.
Now I was sitting back and I'm like, hold on, do they not see this? Am I dumb or we stupid? Why ain't they throwing the ball? And it's a whole nother show about that within itself. But that's the difference I notice in Oregon, man. When they match up with you, man, they go after you. And they go after Beck in this game, have him running all crazy, turn the ball over. And like you said, if he can sit back and throw, and he'll have his weapon and hold in there, of course, Oregon definitely gets this win.
I believe Oregon's wide receivers, man, is going to be way too much for Georgia's defensive backs, man. Them guys, man. Ooh, that 15 in that slot, bro.
Yeah.
He is trouble, man.
Yeah.
He is trouble.
He a problem,
he's normally
man.
on the outside. Yeah, he's normally on the outside. Bro, when they put him in that slot,
it's over.
Yeah.
Dude,
He a problem, man.
Man, listen. He kills nickelbacks and safeties all day, man.
Yeah.
He is a serious problem.
My brother, he be
and then you
texting
got
me all
Evan
the
Stewart
time.
on the outside with the speed that he got. I think their wide receivers would be too much for Georgia's defensive backs, and Oregon can run the football too with James and with Winning. So I think for sure that they can pull off that win, man, for sure. Next up, we got number 9 LSU versus number 1 Texas. And this game will probably be in the Sugar Bowl. What's your thoughts on that?
Parlay Poe laughing. I think your luck run out right here, Poe.
Yeah. It's up. It's up on this one. It's up on this one. Yeah, right now, look. If Ewers can play like he did when he started the season, this wouldn't even be much of a match. But thing about it is, you can't count LSU's defense out because their defense is fast, and it probably be a struggle at first, but then like the second half, I think that's when Texas really imposed their will on them. So I got Texas.
Yeah, I agree with you the same way. And then, like I said, man, Quinn back. I mean, it took him a quarter last week to get oiled up, and then he started taking off on them Sooners, man. I just think, and I noticed when he played good, like, in that game against your boys the first week, it was just the defense rallies around him. And like I said, we see it with the Houston Texans in the NFL, and we see it with Texas and Quinn Ewers and this Texas team in the college football. So I think that's a great thing to see. And I think that just make that team chemistry, and they get some in this one as well. Texas, I'm going to take Texas by 14 in this one. I just think the defense is too much late in that game. Like you said, they start to just get on them.
I think the thing that I think sets Texas apart in this game is if they have to run the football and they have to rely on their offensive linemen to create things for them, because Texas has one of the best offensive lines in the country, man. And I think that's the difference in a lot of games for them, is they can rely on their offensive line, one, to keep Quinn Ewers from getting sacked a bunch of times, and they can run the football when they need to. And Steve Sarkisian, man, is such a great offensive play caller, man. He finds ways to get running plays that he can get his running back some yards in games, man, just to control, a team's pass rush and things like that. So I think that will be the difference in that game. I think LSU's defense will give Texas some problems in the beginning. But once Steve Sarkisian figures it out by that second quarter, he'll be able to make some things happen.
Yeah, true story. Yeah.
So next, we got the Final Four. We got number 3 Miami versus number 2 Oregon. What's your thoughts on that one?
Man. I just don't think Miami got enough. I like Cam Ward. Man, these Ducks showed me something last week, man. These Ducks definitely showed me something. When you got a wide receiving core like that, it reminded me of that Warren Moon and Houston Rockets offense, man. They had them playing at all type of positions, and they had I forget who was it they had at the slot back then that they had running crazy. That offense in Oregon is different, and they defense makes stops. They play single coverage on the wide receivers, and when you're doing that, I think that separates your defense, and they do it game in, game out consistently. They rarely play zone, and that's the benefit of your defense, I feel. And they defense get this one in a secondary battle with the quarterbacks trying to have a dual game, and Oregon win by a close one. I say by about a touchdown.
Well, I'm gonna say Oregon as well, because I can't see nobody stopping their wide receivers, Oregon's wide receivers right now. And then you got to think, last week they played without their best defensive player. So I can't see nobody stopping Oregon right now, because they good, man. Oregon is good. Oregon is good. You got to punch them in the mouth, man. You got to be able to run on Oregon to keep their offense off the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Keep running. But Miami can't run, though. Miami can't run, but I ain't too sure about their DBs, though. I ain't too sure about Miami's DBs right now. So I got Oregon.
Yeah, I got Oregon too, because of that very reason. I don't think that Miami's defensive backs will be able to cover those wide receivers from Oregon. Now, if Miami was able to stick with the running game and be able to control the possessions, I would probably think they could make this game close. But I don't even think this game would be close, man, because Miami wants Cam Ward to throw the football. And Oregon has good enough defensive backs to be able to shut that down a little bit. So I'm picking Oregon. And I don't even think it's going to even be close, man, because I just don't think and plus Miami's defense is not good at all. So I don't see them winning this game. Next up, we got number 5 Penn State versus number 1 Texas. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, excellent game. But like I said, if viewers come to play, it's the whole Texas look totally different with him playing, because he's so much of a threat. You know what I mean? Like he see everything. That's my thing. His eyes is good, and I like yours like that. His eyes is good, so he'll pick on Penn State DBs, even though their linebackers is decent, but he'll pick on their DBs. And then, like you said, once he figured it, when he figured these dudes out and figured their ways, it's not going to be much of a game in the second half. So I got Texas.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like you said, that quarterback vision is different. It's like he out there with the Cyclops eyes. He see everything. Then when you think he don't see it, he been watching it the whole game, and he go right at it. Like like last week, I noticed with the tight end, big 8'5", he always know where he at, and he hit him, I think, on that 1 3rd down for that big play. I was like, man, they must have forgot about the big tight end. He knew where he was at, and I think that definitely separates him from a lot of quarterbacks, man. When he's in, Texas wins, man. Like that kid is awesome with that university, and he gives it all for him, man. So I definitely got Texas in this one.
Man, I hope he got rid of them erratic feet that he had last week against Oklahoma. If he like y'all said earlier, if he can stay poised, man, and he can quit getting happy feet, he be self-sacking a lot, man. Because he don't
Yeah.
stay in that pocket like he needs to. Those tackles, man, they gonna make sure ain't nobody coming off that edge to get you, bro. Stay in that pocket. And I think if he does that, man, and he gets his footwork back to where it was earlier before his injury, Texas will be super hard to beat, man. Because when you got a third-year quarterback throwing to the type of receivers that he has, man, the speed that they have, he can make some things happen. Then with a good running game, a solid running game, rather, I ain't gonna say it's good, it's solid. I can see Texas winning this game against Penn State. So in the championship game, it'll be number 2 Oregon against number 1 Texas. What's y'all's thoughts on that? That would be a hell of a game too.
Man, offense. This gonna be offense versus offense because that's what you both need. Because defense is gonna have to step up on this one. Both defenses gonna have to step up. It's gonna be them wide receivers from Oregon against them DBs at Texas. But I think Texas probably be a little too much too physical for Oregon come second half. You know what I mean? Like they gonna start running the ball on Oregon and everything. So I got Texas in a close one.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Texas is just they're a different team, man. And when it comes to that, what you saying, that having to go against Oregon's receivers, it's just that Texas as well is another team that goes in man coverage, and for those corners to be young, that gives them a lot of experience at this point. When you play in the SEC, you're going against one-on-one coverage. I mean, you can't ask for nothing better. And like you said, the defense adjustments Texas makes in the second half, I think their linebackers play big as well. And they shut down the run game of Oregon and puts them in situations to pass. And that puts Dylan Gabriel in positions to run. Texas defense step up and win this game. Not to mention the offensive side of the ball as well.
Man, this is a really scary game for Texas. But the thing that really sticks out to me, when Oklahoma had Gabriel last year, man, and he went in that Red River rivalry and beat Texas, he beat Texas because of his legs. And we had Jalen Ford trying to spy on him. It wasn't no good. But this year, our spy will probably be Anthony Hill, who is much faster. And I think that will be the difference in that game. We will make Dylan Gabriel stay in that pocket to where our edge rushers can get there so that he doesn't have a whole lot of time to find them dynamic receivers, man. And I don't think they will be able to run the ball as effectively on Texas as Texas will be able to run it on them.
Yeah.
I think that's the weakness of Oregon is they can't stop the run real well. Purdue ran the ball on them effectively yesterday. It's just their quarterback just being so young wasn't able to make some plays for them. But I think that would be Texas's advantage, the fact that they could run the ball and that they could keep Dylan Gabriel in the pocket to where the edge rushers could get there. But it's going to be a hell of a game if those two was to meet up, for sure. So let's go to Don B's question that he had so we can go ahead and wrap it up and get ready to watch college game day. It said, before y'all get off today, can we get WTP Sports Dudes bet guarantee on 3 bets since it's their 3 hosts? So each one of us will give him one that we think is for sure. 3 guaranteed bets. Which one of y'all want to go first? I don't know too much about it, but I can go first if y'all want me to.
I asked Parlay Poe what he think about this one because I was looking at it from when we did our picks and stuff the other day. What do you think about that Nebraska at Indy? Because I was going to take Indiana at home with the 7 points, and I think they, with both of them teams, the way they've been scoring, I think they can go over that 50.5.
Yeah, me too, and especially I like that they taking on the attitude of their coach, man.
Yeah,
He told one reporter, he said, "Google me." He said, "I win." He said, if you, their coach said that. He said, Google me. He said, I'm a winner. He said, I win. You know what I mean? So I like that. But my guaranteed pick is Iowa State over UCF.
I was looking at that too.
That's my guarantee.
What's the line on that one?
That's
a good one. I like that one too.
While y'all looking that up, I think mine would be Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. I think Notre Dame is going to beat Georgia Tech by more than that 11.5. I think that Georgia Tech wouldn't be able to run the ball the way they need to score points against Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a pretty good rush defense, and I think that would be the pick that I would take. I would take Notre Dame and that 11.5 in that game. That's the one I would take, Don B.
So we got that Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, UCF, Iowa State, and then Nebraska, Indiana.
Yeah.
And right there on the 3. I'm looking good too.
Yeah, let me tell you who to keep an eye on, man. That I've been watching. Watch Army play, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Watch Army play. Army different, man. I like the way they play. Army different.
Oh yeah.
And then they got East Carolina. They got East Carolina today, so it's gonna be a lot of running in that game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We talked about them on Thursday, Paul, and we said, listen, they can go undefeated until they play Notre Dame, and they could possibly beat Notre Dame. I mean, Northern Illinois did it.
Yeah.
If they go undefeated, man, they could possibly get in the freaking 12-team playoff.
That'd be crazy.
Army
and Navy both play Notre Dame, and then they play each other. That would be nuts if one of those military schools got in the 12-team playoff, bro.
It's looking like it.
This imagine the crowd though. I mean, like Army's crowd, man. Come on, man. I'm talking about they coming from everywhere, all ages. It'll be crazy.
It's gonna be lit, man. That'll be crazy. I would love to be there in attendance because the push-ups, the cannon.
Oh man, you couldn't get no ticket. You couldn't get no ticket, bro. If they make them things gonna sell out so fast, bro. Yeah. Those tickets gonna be gone so fast.
Had to get the tailgate in with them, boy.
Yeah. Tailgate be crazy.
Yeah. So those are our picks, Don B. Hopefully, they helped you out. But those are the only ones I think for sure. I mean, ain't nothing for sure though, because anything can happen.
Right.
Saturday college football,
as we see.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm about to go up here to this. Make my bets in right now. It's 9:00.
Yeah. I'm getting ready jump off of here. I got some runs to make before noontime games comes on. So I'm going to have to handle that real quick.
Hey, the Miami and Louisville play it. Miami Louisville play at 12.
Oh, 12 o'clock.
12,
yeah. That might be a good game. Louisville always play tough. Miami.
I'm gonna check that one out too.
Yeah. Okay. Go Blue.
I'll holler at y'all a little bit. Peace.
Sure.